system of racism. You're enabling a cop to kneel on a man's throat for 10 minutes and kill him in the street because you didn't say, and I believe that, like every action that you take has to be against this racist society, because the only way we're going to fix 400, 500, 600, whatever, 700 years of this, broken thing that we've done in America is to be actively undoing it.
Right.
And I think that's what gives me hope, is like, it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be fast. But my friend, like the one who is learning, if there are more people out there like her who can change their mind and who can be open to learning and move beyond this idea of guilt and shame and just say, like, yeah, what can I do differently?
Yeah, and
that makes me feel hopeful.
And what do you think, like, Lauren, as far as your experience and as a white person, because that's something one of my friends texts me, and honestly, I feel like I can't answer that question for you because I don't have your experience, but what do you think, because she asked me, what can I do, Natalie, or what can I do? And I was like, I have no idea. So what do you think, to wrap up, what do you think, what can white people do, or people who aren't Black, what can they do to be allies and to begin to learn and understand?
Yeah. I think just on a day-to-day level, it's like when you see something that's wrong, you got to say something, and you see somebody treat somebody differently because of the color of their skin, you have to speak up. So that's like on a day-to-day human-to-human interaction basis. But I think there's also like vote, look at who you're voting for. Do they say things that are racist, or do things that are racist, but are they actively working against racism? And vote for the people who are actively working to fix things. So that's one. I think about like how you spend your money, where you spend your money. Are you spending your money at places that are perpetuating oppression and racist, like Chick-fil-A? I do not go to Chick-fil-A because they are just bad at all levels.
Mm-hmm.
Like Home Depot. I don't shop at Home Depot. I go to Lowe's, even though it's far away. Because Home Depot is, the guy who runs it is a bad guy. And
yep.
he does not align with my values.
Yep.
And so I think that's it. But then, and then there's, I think, like, invest in nonprofits that are working to impact change. So I think, how can we get more people of color, women, immigrants into office? Because when we have people of varying diverse perspectives in office, we're not going to have that majority of white men who are racist making laws. So I think that's really important. Invest in nonprofits that are working to address equity at like healthcare, and don't just like donate and then be done with it. Find out how you can like actually help.
Yeah, like maybe be a mentor too. Could that be something? Maybe be a mentor to a child or something like that. But you also
might have like a skill that like I would love to have a graphic designer donate their time, because like I have no graphic design skills, but the image that you present, your brand matters a lot. But it's just me and my partner, but we're both like researchers.
Well, so, I got someone I can send to you for that. I'll reach out to her, because we have a person who does our social media, so I'll talk to her and see.
So it's like, you never know. And your voice makes a difference. And if you're trying to, like, we're, reaching out to elected officials to kind of tell them what's going on in the early education space. And the more they hear from constituents, the more likely they are to pay attention to it. And the reality is right now, the people who they're beholden to, are organizations with a lot of money or individuals with a lot of money. It's like whoever donates the most to them, that's who they follow. But if they are afraid that they're going to get voted out because people are paying attention to an issue, they'll actually listen to it.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's
I think
true.
That's what they want, that vote.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. They want the money or the vote. I mean, there are a few of them who are there to actually make a difference. And if that means they get kicked out of office after 4 years or 2 years or whatever, they're going to do what's right. But most of them, they want to be in politics. And so they're going to do what's going to keep them in office. And if they are afraid that people are paying attention to an issue, and that's going to hurt them if they don't focus, they will. Even if it's
Yeah,
shallow.
I mean,
At least it's
look
something.
at the NFL. I mean, that's something that
Right.
I mean, all of a sudden they've changed their tune after poor
180.
Cap was
Listen,
vilified.
I love that. I love all of it. I watch it. I'm like, wow, it's amazing how you guys just 180 after a couple days of protest. Literally, they 180 this guy.
Yeah.
Everything, because 4 years earlier, they're like, we don't support him. The
Right,
flag.
because there was
Oh,
too
they
much.
couldn't even get, I mean, you couldn't even get a job.
Right, I know. You're right.
That's my biggest worry right now. Is like there are so many. I look at my Facebook page and people who like literally would like roll their eyes at me when I would bring up racial inequity are now like talking about it, and I'm glad. I'm not going to shame them. I'm not going to say where were you, 2 years ago when I was trying to raise money for Teach for America. I'm not going to do that because I'm glad they're with us now. But what I'm afraid is that this is going to go away. We're going to be distracted by the next crazy thing that comes
Yeah,
up.
no, I agree with
And
you.
then we're all going to forget about it.
Yep.
And that's when people are like, oh, aren't the protests over yet? I'm like, no, they're never going to, they should never end.
They should
until
never
we
end.
actually see some change.
Yeah,
Right.
they should
We
never
should go
end.
protest every day because going back to normal is not okay. It's not going to be okay for our entire country.
No.
Is not going to be okay if we go back to normal. It's not good for anybody, even the most racist red truck hillbillies out there. It's not good for them either. They think it is because they've been conditioned that, but it's
Right.
not. It would be better for everybody if there's equity, and we just have to we have to find the people who are willing to change and work on that and grow, and we have to help them, and we have to mobilize them and get them to actually take action.
That's
I
true.
love it. Every
Yeah.
time Lauren talks, I want to go out there and fight myself. Thank you, Lauren. You want me to go out
Let's
there?
go. I mean, we're starting we always say we're starting where it begins with mothers and babies. And if you can, I mean, it's not the only thing. Like we don't address healthcare issues. We don't address criminal justice issues. Like we don't address housing. We just look at moms and babies and making sure they're healthy and making sure those first 5 years of life for all children, they get the support. Like we want them to succeed. Let's act like we want all of our children to succeed.
Right. True.
And we feel like if we can start there, that's something, that's something. And so we're passionate about it. We're trying to get people on board. And actually between COVID and this, we have actually seen a lot of interest in this, and that's a good thing. I mean, it's people are paying attention, and it shouldn't have to take a man dying, in the way that George Floyd died. But I think the fact that people are paying attention now is like, if we don't capitalize on that moment, then every single person who's been killed, every single mother who's died in childbirth because they didn't get healthcare access, every single baby who didn't have the chance to be everything they could be because they didn't get a good opportunity, like that was all for naught, and it's going to keep going.
Right.
It's going to keep going. And so that's what I hope. And I'm, as you can tell, my mom calls it my ranting, and I get on my.
It's not ranting. It's good.
That's good. I mean, you have passion for people, right? And you want all of us everybody to be treated as a person. And that is as a person, unfortunately, it's not a common thing. So that's commendable. Because not everybody, thinks that way. So, but do you have a website for and I definitely want to hear, I had no idea that Ian mentions little things, but I had no idea that you were doing so much, or I didn't even know you had worked for Teach for America.
I told you, she's deep into it, man.
Yeah. So, I definitely want to learn more. And I at this point in my life, I don't have a lot of time, but I have some more time than I did before. And I do want to get more involved in helping create change and not just sitting at home, bitching and moaning that things aren't different. I definitely want to be a part of a change. So do you have a website for your organization?
Yeah.
Oh, can you tell us that?
It's pretty easy. It's www.getkready.com.
Okay, like this, the letter K?
GETK ready, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah.
And definitely, Ian, we'll I'll get with our social media person and put that in the website and stuff on our Facebook page and everything. Cause I had no idea that I didn't no idea that you had to organize. I am like baffled, blown away here, about what you're doing and the cause. So, and I'm glad that I was able to hear more about it today, and that you were willing to talk with us. So, we always try to invite friends and family, and it's amazing that you have friends and family, that everyone's doing so many different things, that are impactful in their own ways, So
Yeah.
I thank you so much for your
there's-
time.
Thanks for talking. This was fun. It's been too long since we've all chatted.
I know it's been a long time.
I'm
yeah.
going to
So
join you
we'll
for
have
that
to,
beer soon. Don't worry about it. Just let me know when.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to get Mom. We'll do dinner or something. Jeff and.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, we'll try to get the Herman out the house.
Oh yes, get Herman out of this house now. My God.
Yeah, no, it's like especially these days. So.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll figure some way to trick them.
Well, thanks so much, Lauren.
Yeah, this was awesome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Yes, thank you so much. God, I love you guys so much. But if the audience wants to listen, you can join us on Spreaker, Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, and Castbox. And do we have a new Facebook page? Family.
It's just the Family Mess podcast. No
That's
hyphen.
it? No more
I took the
hyphen?
hyphen out. I
Okay.
got rid of that darn thing.
And we can also be joined on Twitter, the Family Mess at the Family_Mess. And man, this was a great show.
Yes, that was really good talking.
Thank you so much, Lauren. We really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today. Thank you so much. Oh gosh,
I loved it.
I could go on forever.
I'm glad I could be part. Oh, just like your Facebook page.
Well, thank you for that. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes, like and subscribe us on whatever platform you listen to the podcast. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet.
All right,
Okay.
all right,
Cool.
Lauren. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much, and hope
Tell
to
your
talk-
mom we said hello
Yes,
too.
yes. Tell her. We should get her on the show.
We were laughing when we saw her. I was like, "What? Look at Miss Sue out there!" I saw her the picture you guys have posted with her with the mask on out protesting. I was like, "Go on, girl."
Yeah.
So,
All right, Lauren. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
right.
Take care.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye. Come on, man. You can't. All right, man.
did you hear that?
That was nasty.